Hello friends, and welcome to another video from my series Quick Thoughts On, in which I always talk about different stories from the rich Star Trek universe. 30 years and a couple of weeks ago, the next episode of Star Trek The Next Generation premiered. It was called The Survivors, and these are my honest opinions about it. The Enterprise has caught a distress signal coming from a colony on the planet Rana 4. When they arrive there, they find out one shocking revelation. The whole planet has been destroyed. Well, not really the whole planet. There is one piece of green land with a house and two possible human life forms. Two living people on a destroyed planet. Of course our heroes need to go to investigate what's going on. Commander Riker, Dr. Crusher, Geordi LaForge, Worf and Data beam down, and Riker manages to fall in a trap. Soon they meet the two survivors, an elderly couple, Kevin and Rishon Uxbridge. Kevin is pretending to be hostile and threatening, but he only has an empty phaser. Rishon, on the other hand, is very glad she sees living people and welcomes them to their house. They pretend to not understand why they are the only people who have survived the horrendous attack by unknown aliens. Data picks up a little music box which plays a simple melody, and using some clever editing, we see that Deanna Troi suddenly hears the same music from the music box in her head. And the music doesn't go away. When Captain Picard calls up a meeting, she can't really concentrate and leaves. The team tries to find out what is going on with the couple. Could they be collaborators or something like that? But what could powerful aliens want from a couple of 80-year-old botanists? This situation makes no sense, and Deanna's condition is going worse by the minute. But meanwhile, an alien ship appears on the orbit and starts attacking the Enterprise. They are not really dangerous, but the Enterprise still follows them while they can. They then return to the planet, and now even Captain Picard beams to the Uxbridge house. They try to persuade the couple that they should leave with the Enterprise, but they are not willing to do anything like that, even though the ship might return and be dangerous. Kevin rejects it, and Rishon doesn't want to leave without her husband, so Picard gives them a replicator and leaves, only to find out that Troy's condition is so bad that Dr. Crusher has to put her to sleep. Not like a dog, she is not dead type of doctor, but the alien ship returns. This time it looks bigger and it's even more dangerous than before. This time it manages to seriously harm the Enterprise, and our heroes have to escape its firing range. Picard thinks that this is even more weird than he thought before, so he wants to test his new theory. He beams down and basically tells Kevin that they will leave the planet, but they will stay in the orbit while the Uxbridges are alive. So after they return to the bridge, the alien ship appears again. Picard orders the crew to ignore it, and they watch how the ship destroys the house of the Uxbridge couple and kills them. Then Picard orders Worf to destroy the alien ship, after which the Enterprise hides and Picard leaves to his office. Riker later asks him what the hell is going on, and Picard starts explaining his new theory. When they get called to the bridge, the Uxbridge house has suddenly reappeared on the planet together with two life forms. So Picard lets the couple get beamed on the bridge without their consent, and we are finally told what is going on. Do you want to know why was their home kept intact and they survived? Well, the short version is, they didn't. Kevin didn't want to fight when the aliens attacked the planet, but Rishon did fight, and she got killed together with the colonists. Yes, well, 80-year-old women are usually not very good fighters. Their house was destroyed too, but Kevin survived it. You see, he looks like a man, and he was a man for more than 50 years, but in reality he is an immortal shapeshifter who once visited Earth in human form, fell in love with a beautiful young woman, married her, and lived with her as a human till the end of her life. And this is beautiful. I am surprisingly serious. I think that his backstory is absolutely beautiful. He also is something like you. He can create or destroy matter by a simple thought. Even the alien ship was his creation, and after his real house and wife were destroyed, he recreated them. When the recreated Rishon disappears, Picard tells him about the suffering of Troy, and Kevin disappears too. In the next scene, he is again in his human form, and he cured Troy of her musical problems. It was his defense mechanism. She almost started to understand his true nature, which he wanted to prevent, so he did block her telepathy with the music box. Music, now that he cured her, Dr. Crusher and Picard questioned him why he didn't want them on the planet, and we get the probably best acted scene which we have ever seen on Star Trek The Next Generation, at least until now. There are several interviews with Patrick Stewart in which he tells how angry he is that despite all of the amazing acting during their 7 years run on the show, didn't get any awards for acting. They only did get some technical awards. The man playing Kevin definitely deserved some award for his performance, in my humble opinion. He tells them the story of how he refused to fight, but Rishon didn't. When he found her dead body, he killed the Husnak with one thought. That's the name of the alien race who attacked them, by the way. Not one Husnak, not 100 or 1,000. He has killed the entire Husnak race. All 50 billion of them. That's why he wants to be kept alone in his illusion of a happy marriage with Rishon. He feels he's too dangerous to be traveling around. You know, I am not an extremely emotional guy. Maybe it's my childhood. I was growing up in a socialist country. There were many periods in which we could afford only 2 meals a day, and also a few in which we could afford just 1 meat a day. I never had my own clothes. I wore stuff from my older brother. We had water just for 1 bath a week. I lost both of my parents relatively young. As an adult, I was robbed, beaten up several times, and once even got stabbed. I'm not complaining, I'm just saying that I'm not really the type of a person who cries a lot. I'm the type of the person who, hopefully I say the correct phrase, rolls with the punches. If I lose my job, I'm not the type of a person who starts to cry and beg for his job. I'm the type of a person who goes, fuck off, you can't fire me, I quit. Why I am saying all of this stuff? Well, because I have seen this episode twice during the last couple of days, and both of the times when I got to this scene, my eyes got wet. Even now that I'm thinking about this scene, I'm really struggling not to start crying. I don't know what's in this performance, but it is on an emotional level extremely effective, at least for me. Picard says that the Federation doesn't have a law which they could use for this type of crime, so he can go. Kevin changes to his true form and leaves the ship. And we get an ending. It's not a happy ending, but it's an ending. The episode was written by Michael Wagner, the man who got hired to be the showrunner for season 3, but left after only a few episodes and got replaced by Michael Piller. And it's a pity, because if all of his scripts were this effective, the show would be beloved even more than it is today. This episode tends to get everything correct. It has a great mystery, a great love story, some decent action, great sci-fi elements, and great acting, and the main thing, a great story with a good moral hook. I usually don't have a problem to nitpick everything in an episode, but I honestly can't find anything wrong with this one. Yes, I could criticize the fact that the matte painting looks like a matte painting in HD, or things like that, but honestly, I don't really care. I care about these things when I don't care about anything which is going on in the story. On my standard scale from 0 to 10, where 0 is complete garbage, 10 is a masterpiece, and 5 is just average, I would give this episode 5 out of 10. Nah, I'm just kidding. This one is a clear 10 out of 10 for me. I absolutely love it, and I think it's one of the best Star Trek episodes ever. But as always, these were just my opinions. Let me know what do you think about this episode. Did you love it as much as I do, hate it, or think it's just average? Let me know down in the comment section. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button. And if you have some free time, feel free to watch any of the other videos you will find on my channel. You should see some links on screen right now. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in a couple of days. Bye.